Breaking into songs of freedom as they did 40 years ago. But the only difference is that back then they were teenagers who were ready to fight and sacrifice their lives for the sake of dignity. The historic June 16th march started right here at the Naledi High School in Soweto. 40 years ago, scores of students as well as ordinary citizens were massacred during the protest against Afrikaans as a medium of instruction. Mike Senekwani was a grade 11 learner at the Naledi High School in 1976. And he was an active learner in the march as well as the uprisings. He says many people do not know that the historic march actually started here.
The students, because they know they were addressed 3 days before, so they knew what was happening. That's why the students were even singing, dancing, going down to Morris Isaacson.
The march was never aimed at the Afrikaans language as such. Mike says the language was used to keep black students behind.
Our education is getting inferior and inferior, more and more, whereby now they were introducing Afrikaans to all the subjects, whereby it was going to make us even more difficult to learn.
During the protest, learners witnessed their friends being gunned down by police. The days that follow was very emotional.
It carried on because of the intimidation of the police. By then, after they shot our colleagues, then we get fed up. Then we started burning the government buildings. We started burning bottle stores because we felt that these bottle stores are the one which cause mayhem in our society.
Mike categorically stated that if it were not for the class of 1976, very little would have happened to shape our democracy.
As we know, and they know also, that June 16 belongs to the class of 1976. No organization can claim June 16. Maybe Black Consciousness, because Black Consciousness is the one which was inspired as a student.
Pani Mogatle, a student leader in the June 16th protest, says he witnessed the first person who was killed at the demonstration. According to him, Hector Peterson was not the first child to die on June 16th, 1976.
This is where the first blood was shed, which gave rise to the uprising, to the shooting, because Hastings was just shot right here. As we were coming down the road and the police were following us. But SABC and the other leadership went into the school to bring other kids. Then when we turned, because the police were coming behind us, when we turned and faced the police, then we were the ones in front. It was myself, Hastings, Mefimoroba, and Tsitsi Maleho. So when we turned, we were the ones in front. And when the policemen unleashed their dog, when it came in Alsatian, we stoned it and killed it. The policeman took up his revolver and fired in the direction where we were. And this is when they hit Hastings right here. Because I remember when he fell, he was just next to me. Hence I say this is the place where the first blood was shed.
He also has a strong message for the youth.
What I want to also to tell the students, that we did not ban schools. We protected our schools because education is your future.
Both these men hope that the youth of today understand and appreciate the sacrifices of the youth back then in 1976. Vania for Morning Live in Soweto.